She was called Action Movie Queen. Pam Grier fought unnoticed conflicts behind the cameras. She was attacked by boys who should have protected her at 6. It happened again at 18. Hollywood filmmakers wanted to buy her body for movies. She battled them all. Her biggest enemy in 1988 wasn't human. It grew inside her. The manner she became sick revealed a Hollywood secret that changed everything. Pam Grier was born in Winston-Salem, NC, on May 26, 1949. Mother Gwendolyn was a nurse, while Father Clarence was in the Air Force. The family moved frequently due to his employment. Pam felt like she never had a home. They relocated to Swindon, England in 1956 when she was 7. Strange new planet. Pam found something startling. The kids didn't despise her for being black. She then stated that they were taught to hate Germans, not us. That moment lingered with her. The family returned to America in 1958 and settled in Denver. Life was cruel here. Pam had a nightmare at 6 that changed her life. She was at her aunt's Swink, Colorado house. Several older boys cornered and attacked her. Includes her cousin. Raped her in a laundry room. The assault was interrupted by a phone repairman who startled the youngsters, then discreetly fixed the phone as if nothing had occurred. Pam never forgot. A cheerful little girl became terrified of the world, she said. Her stuttering began. She kept quiet for years because she was embarrassed. It happened again at 18. Her deep-seated anguish returned after being date raped. She wouldn't discuss this until her memoir decades later. Pam also confronted racism in the early 1960s. She was rarely noticed in England for her skin color. However, Denver was different. No buses stopped for them. Restaurants turned them off. Pam was denied entry to a whites-only pool. Some stores wouldn't let her and her father try on clothes in 1969. Although they weren't welcome, Pam had strong roots. Her mother's family reached Wyoming via the Underground Railway after escaping slavery. Pam's survival tale provided her strength and shaped her dramatic cinematic performances. Pam entered Miss Colorado Universe at 18 in 1967. Her motivation was college funding, not fame. Metropolitan State College student needs money. Though she didn't win, she was a high finalist. A mixed-race girl at the time was concerned about that alone. More importantly, a pageant goer gave her a Hollywood contact. She acquired her first agency that way. Soon after, she sang backup for Stevie Wonder and Sly Stone. So she watched Jimi Hendrix record. She packed her bags and moved to LA that year. Life in LA wasn't glamorous. It was hard. She was broke. She had no contacts. She faked to get a job at a casting agency switchboard and mastered the phone system on the fly. She worked many jobs to live. Her roles were receptionist and hostess, even a naked art student model. Some days they ate one meal and slept a few hours. Between 1967 and 1970, she held almost 40 jobs. She was trying everything to survive while pursuing her dreams. Because she was mixed, Pam found school in Denver painful. Black, Hispanic, Filipino, Chinese, Cheyenne. No one looked like her. Kids teased her and ridiculed her, even hit her. She took self-defense classes. She took up martial arts to feel powerful again and fight back. Her cinematic persona developed from those skills. She didn't act tough in movies. Indeed, she was. She took a risky decision age 19 in 1968. She told the Hollywood agent from the pageant she was ready. She moved into a 200-square-foot apartment with $200, 2 other girls. Her first acting role was as an uncredited extra in the cult film Beyond the Valley of the Dolls. Although she received $25, she spent those long days learning from real actors. She attended acting school, but the system wasn't designed for her. Only cliches, tribals women, and exotic villains were presented to her in 1969 and 1970. Background dancers. The roles and pay were awful. In early 1970, producer Roger Corman saw her at a party and changed everything. He impressed by her hype and strength. He offered her a role in the upcoming film Big Doll House. Pam saw her chance. She practiced martial arts and weapons for hours. She added 15 pounds of muscle. This time, she prepared. Just as things were improving, calamity struck. A prominent Hollywood producer asked her to a meeting. He bluntly advised her to sleep with him or not get the part.
Pam declined. He attacked her, and she fought him. She contemplated quitting and returning to Denver. But she didn't abandon Hollywood. She stayed. Her fire only escalated. Her roles after that were ways to fight back. Her 1971 part in The Big Doll House was a surprising smash. It grossed $10 million despite being shot for $125,000. She played a tough inmate who did her own stunts, including a 3-day mud wrestling scene in knee-deep water. A storm ruined the set. Roger Corman said the film was hotter and rawer than expected, yet it was a hit. It introduced Pam and a new jail film genre for women. That year, she played a cruel warden in Women in Cages, a terrible and controversial event. She tortured other characters in moments that overwhelmed spectators. Pam later admitted she wasn't proud of the nude scenes. She felt duped, used, but her role was memorable. No one could look away from her. In 1972, she starred in Big Birdcage. She played a rebel preparing a jail escape using Philippine guerrilla tactics taught by former fighters. The action was furious and deadly. Prisoners were crushed by bamboo mills in one scene. Because portions of the film were actual, everything felt real. Pam wasn't play acting. She performed her own tricks, using genuine training. In 1973, she starred in Blackula Scream. She played Lisa, a vampire-curing voodoo priestess. She struggled to make the role more than a horror film's fearful woman. She requested respect for voodoo and refused nude scenes. Pam held firm, even though the vampire ruled the plot. Pam Grier immortalized herself that year. In Coffee, she plays a nurse turned vigilante after drugs killed her sister. The film cost $125,000 and made $2 to $1 million. Pam invented one of the film's wilder moments. An afro-hidden razor blade was employed in a battle scene. It was frightening, raw, and unforgettable. The scene symbolized everything Pam was: bold, fearless, unstoppable. Wasn't just heroic, she was. Pam Grier never avoided risk. People weren't ready for Foxy Brown's 1974 release. One scene stunned viewers. She got more than retribution. She made it ache. Pam's character ordered something horrific once her boyfriend's killer was caught. She castrated him. She sent his girlfriend his remains in a glass jar. Not a stunt, done by another. She coordinated everything. She wanted authenticity. It works. That scene made Foxy Brown $4 million. More importantly, it redefined women in action cinema. She wasn't helpless. She frightened others. Her role as a female gladiator in the arena was filmed that year. Training with real swords, she endured strikes and bruises. She continued going. She was injured in a furious chariot chase. Pam wasn't a pain-avoidant actress. She leaned in. The $75,000 film was her second collaboration with Margaret Markov. It went beyond a film. Pam proved she could endure anything, even ancient Rome. She appeared in Sheba Baby, 1975. In her mob-fighting private detective role, she used her real karate skills. Despite all the action, the picture failed. Blaxploitation films were losing popularity. Because it wasn't violent like Foxy Brown, critics nicknamed it Pam Grier Light. It felt too clean and safe. People didn't want that from her. Later that year, Friday Foster debuted. Pam drove in a crazy vehicle chase. Her character was a photojournalist turned investigator caught up in an assassination conspiracy. The film went beyond thrills. It said something. It revealed black leaders were targeted. The text discussed unity and the future. She left American International Pictures after this film. She used more than guns. Her intellect was working too. In 1975, she played Aretha in Bucktown. In a small village, she fought unscrupulous cops. She improvised a women's rights line during filming. Despite not being in the script, test audiences loved it, so they preserved it. Pam's influence was strong. Her words counted even when she wasn't reading from the script. It was one of her last huge songs before blaxploitation ended. Then things changed. In 1981, she had a different role in Fort Apache, Bronx. Charlotte, a drug addict prostitute, killed police. Dark and disturbing. A $3 million actor, Paul Newman, appeared with her. Paul Newman got 15% of the film proceeds. Pam's role was brief yet memorable. Critics called her creepy. That part showed her depth and darkness, but it also typecast her as broken women rather than heroes. Something Wicked This Way Comes was her 1983 Disney feature role. Her role was Dust Witch. Disney panicked when test audiences disliked it. The movie cost $4 million to remake. Pam's scenes were trimmed or eliminated. The movie was 5 months late. Showing a black woman in a dream role worried Disney. People blamed the audience. Hollywood didn't want Pam-like women in magical stories. It broke hearts. Television became her home between 1985 and 1989. In Miami Vice, she played New York detective Valerie Gordon. Her military upbringing and family background added real-life experience to the character. She understood, not just seemed to be harsh. She told emotional stories of her lost sister and unscrupulous diplomats. Her strength and vulnerability were evident. This role sustained her career amid a rough patch. She began directing theater at UCLA.
Working under Roman Polanski, she learned everything she could. She arranged an all-black Frankie and Johnny to prove black actors belonged in all stories. Pam didn't care about varied reviews. She was gaining control. Her love life was always hard. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar was her early 1970s boyfriend, as Lou Alcindor. He wanted her to become Muslim, wear a headscarf, and give up independence. She declined. In 1973, they split. She then met Freddie Prinze in 1973. Though a tremendous star at 19, he was unstable. In 1977, he called her before killing himself. She tried to stop him, but he hung up. His death followed hours later. She always felt guilty. Richard Pryor followed. Their romance began in 1975. Though charming and bright, his cocaine habit was out of control. A doctor's visit revealed something frightening. Her body contained cocaine. From him. She confronted him. It didn't concern him. It continued after she left him in 1976. While visiting the Stir Crazy set in 1980, she found him freebasing cocaine. She begged him to stop, but he refused. Another freebasing disaster set him on fire months later. Nothing surprised her. She anticipated it. Her brief affair with Wilt Chamberlain. He claimed to have slept with 20,000 women in his book years later. He disclosed confidential information without her consent. She was mad. She called it exploitation. Not one questioned how she felt being named in that list. Pam Grier was 39 and at her peak in 1988. She was fit, active, and healthy. She ran 6 miles a day, didn't eat meat, and avoided drugs and alcohol. She thought everything was fine. Planning her future, she looked at homes and considered marriage and children. A phone call altered everything. An ordinary checkup, she thought, became terrifying. Doctors diagnosed her with stage 4 cervical cancer. Not 1 or 2, but 4. She had 16 to 18 months to live. A huge folder of medical paperwork was given to her and ordered to start writing her will. Treatment couldn't begin immediately because she needed time to heal following surgery. She endured such news for 6 weeks as the cancer spread. She kept working. That heightened its shock. While filming Above the Law with Steven Seagal, she was diagnosed but continued returning. She kept it from the workers. She had wigs. Her weight dropped significantly. She endured harsh chemotherapy, kept performing and smiling. Pam managed her pain without narcotics, using what she learned from her mother, a nurse. This took great fortitude, but the emotional suffering was worse. Her lover skipped her first chemo session. Then he vanished for 5 years. She fought for her life alone. She later claimed, "Cancer reveals true friends." She learned a harsh lesson. It grew worse. Sister Krista died of breast cancer in 1990 while fighting it. Krista was a flight attendant, and Pam always thought her disease was from hazardous chemicals from flying. The suffering continued. The anguish overwhelmed Krista's son, Freddie. He committed suicide immediately after losing his mother. Freddie sent threats to Pam before he died, scaring her. Her decision not to meet him haunted her. After learning what happened, she fainted at a motel and cried as police surrounded the location. Pam was battling for her life during all of this. Then something unexpected happened. One night in her San Fernando Valley home, she watched PBS. The documentary was Healing and the Mind with Bill Moyers. It featured a Chinese woman with a huge back tumor. After weeks of acupuncture, herbs, pressure therapy, and meditation, the tumor disappeared. Pam saw that as a sign. She chose Eastern medicine with chemotherapy. Her doctor took her to a Chinese herbalist who prescribed specific herbs and hot tea with meals to detoxify her body. She added yoga. She followed everything military style.
She thought nature, pure air, and water helped her heal. Slowly, her body fought back. One day, physicians told her something unexpected. She was in remission. Over 35 years later, she's still alive. She promoted early cancer screenings and reminded people that miracles can happen when you battle hard. Her deepest wound wasn't on her body, in her heart. Therapy began years after her cancer recovery. The reality emerged then. She had discomfort since age 6. She was sexually attacked by boys then, again by a trusted person at 18. She'd never mentioned it. She sealed everything up. It all came out in therapy. Pain, fear, trauma. She finally understood her decades-long PTSD.
Her rough movie characters weren't merely roles. They survived. She wore armor. She played every powerful lady as herself, fighting, surviving, preserving her soul. The daring image people adored came from real pain. She wrote in Foxy, My Life in 3 Acts. She never pretended it was true. Pam Grier experienced a major event in 1996. After years of modest TV roles and diminishing film opportunities, she appeared in Tim Burton's odd sci-fi comedy Mars Attacks. She played bus driver mother Louise Williams surviving a Martian invasion. She was with Jack Nicholson, Glenn Close, and Pierce Brosnan. The $80 million picture was shot in California, Argentina, and elsewhere. Although it only made $101 million globally, it brought Pam Grier back into the spotlight after a long period. That return enabled something else. In 1997, everything changed. That year, Tarantino wrote a film for her. He transformed Rum Punch into Jackie Brown and rewrote the lead for Pam Grier. He wanted no white actress like the book. He coveted her. She delivered. She played a U.S.-Mexico money-smuggling flight attendant. Her power in the character went beyond the tale. It was Tarantino's tribute to her 1970s hits Coffee and Foxy Brown. Jackie Brown earned $74 million on $12 million and earned Pam a Golden Globe nomination. Critics adored her. Her actor co-star Robert Forster was nominated for an Oscar. So she wasn't forgotten anymore. Back she was. She continued that momentum in 1998. Her Showtime role in Lynx was Eleanor Winthrop, the knowledgeable and forceful leader of a children's rights political group. The DC Barset show blended humor, dealing with racism, poverty, and justice. Pam made the part more than acting by incorporating her advocacy. This program received 5 nominations and ran until early 2000. It showed that she could switch between action, drama, and sharp comedy without losing her edge. 1999 saw her everywhere. In Jawbreaker, she played Detective Vera Cruz, a high school clickbuster, hiding a fatal secret. Like Heather, the picture was dark but humorous. Even though the picture was campy, she gave the plot weight. She also voiced a talking nightingale in Happily Ever After that year. The show taught kids inner beauty. She could still move hearts off screen. Jane Campion's Holy Smoke, a play for piano, followed. Shared scenes with Harvey Keitel and Kate Winslet. Though silent, that film was profound and beautiful. Pam Grier proved she belonged in serious films again. As the 2000s arrived, she kept going. She guest starred as prosecutor Claudia Williams on Law & Order SVU from 2002 to 2004. Her role wasn't big, but powerful. She received 2 NAACP nominations for her outstanding performance. She played one of her most emotional TV performances around this period. Showtime introduced the L Word in 2004. Pam played B. Porter's older sister, Kit. Kit was heterosexual, struggled with alcohol, worked in music, and tried to anchor her sister's pals. Her 6-season narrative explored love, sobriety, and heartbreak. Rejecting a marriage proposal was one of her most powerful scenes. She said her true loves couldn't legally marry. The line spoke volumes. The show ended in 2009 with Pam as Kit. Many years later, she couldn't join the relaunch. She was filming something else. The 2019 comedy Bless This Mess starred her as Constance Terry. The show followed a New York couple moving to rural Nebraska. Pam played tower sheriff and store owner. Her performance was funny, charming, and strong. She also appeared in a surprising film that year. Olive, a 70-year-old cheerleader in a retirement facility, was her character in Palms. Indeed, she danced. Her on-screen cheers were real. Pam's energy was memorable despite the predictable premise. She proved age didn't stop her. Absolutely not. Her 2010 biography, Foxy, My Life in 3 Acts, detailed her life. Readers were surprised by its 100,000 sales. Her childhood trauma included gang rape at 6, sexually attacked at 18. She discussed her relationship with Richard Pryor and how his drug use damaged her heart and health. The truth was painful, but powerful. That book sparked the Pam biopic.
After Pam heard his impression and declared, "It's Richard," Jay Faroa played Richard Pryor. Benny Richburg's script was real and devastating. Although studios were reviewing it, the project had already made headlines. Jackie Brown received 16 nominations but no Oscars. IndieWire contacted her in 2016, one of the best actors never nominated for an Oscar. It hurt, especially when compared to John Travolta's Pulp Fiction award. Both actors returned for Tarantino flicks, but only the white actor was honored. According to Halle Berry, Pam Grier made her career possible. Says it all. Also, bogus stories. Some say she was banned from Fresh Prince of Bel-Air after a 1994 guest role. All falsehoods. She played Janice Robertson and worked. No drama. However, clickbait videos like Pam Grier banned spread the rumors. The truth? She recorded episodes. She departed. End of story. She revealed her darker side during the Me Too campaign. She said in 2018 that she refused Harvey Weinstein in the 1970s, long before his downfall. Miramax distributed Jackie Brown, which introduced her to him. Her role in a major Amazon series with Robert De Niro and Julianne Moore was canceled due to Weinstein's scandal. But she spoke. Survival of cancer and rape were her TED presentations. She warned, empowered, and protected others with her voice. She remains vibrant. At 76, she revealed a wild anecdote from the set of the 2001 picture Bones with Snoop Dogg on The Jennifer Hudson Show in May 2024. "He can smooch," she added with a smile. Then she laughed. Snoop said meeting her made him faint in the bathroom. Such an influence lasts forever. Over 2 decades of friendship.